Okay. We are live again.
Oh, places, people. Yeah. I get to break one of the rules of podcasting.
What's that?
I get to grip it and rip it and open a can on air. Oh no.
All right, I think this might possibly be working now.
Yay! Got myself a new cookie and an off-brand LaCroix. That's an audio spike for all of us. Yay!
Okay, we have checked the stream key. We have put the fastest encoder, which uses the least processing power that we can. We have essentially made all the changes we can to our settings that might possibly give us some chance of streaming this. And think it kind of is working.
We've got confirmation.
The only thing I'm not certain about is whether our audio is getting out there. If anybody in chat can let us know if the audio is making it, that would be great.
Huzzah!
Well, assuming that the audio is making it out there, we are going
have confirmation.
Oh, we do. We do.
Yes,
oh,
we
great.
do.
Excellent. We're going to try this again.
Let's try another round.
We'll try introing what we were talking about, and again, we're going to add an intro because we were going to cut this up into individual videos if we get a good local recording. And the whole idea is just to enhance the podcast experience.
Welcome to bonus content.
So, well, why not go the whole 9 yards with an intro?
Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to an Inter-Millennium Media Project video. My name is Matthew Porter.
And I'm Ian Porter.
I'm his dad, he's my son, and I make him watch movies and read books and watch TV shows and listen to music and essentially force upon him all the media from my youth.
And I get answers to why my dad is like this. I get to gesture. 'Cause video. Yay.
Not too fast, our encoder can't keep up. We're doing this on a 2012 MacBook Pro, so we're going to see what melts first, us or the desktop or the computer itself.
If you hear a sudden and loud noise like a jet engine and then we disappear, come over to my channel and I'll show you me building a foundry to use the leftover remains of the melted aluminum shell of my father's MacBook.
So 2 weeks ago, we released a podcast episode about Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried it was going to be about Dune, and this was just going to be like you going out and leaving me in the desert. I'm glad. Okay, Close Encounters, and we don't have the Casio keyboard. I'm okay. Let's go.
Right. And thinking about Close Encounters, even after we did that podcast, I was thinking more and more about how I felt about that movie as a kid and the impression that made on me. And as with a lot of movies at the time, if the movie was really important to me, I tried to maintain some kind of connection to the movie. I couldn't go back to the movie theater and see it every week. You couldn't go online to find a million people to talk about the movie with.
I guess you could just write a hashtag and whatever it was on a piece of paper, but that wouldn't do as much.
Yeah, just write a tweet on a piece of paper and throw it into the sea in a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
See what happens. There were fanzines, which had approximately the turnaround time as a bottle thrown into the ocean. That was a great community. But it wasn't quite the same. It didn't really maintain that feeling of having seen the movie. But there were other things that helped do that. One of them was novelizations.
Okay.
And novelizations, they're still around. to me, they were a bigger part of being a movie fan, or being especially a sci-fi movie fan at the time, because you could, having seen the movie, you could read your favorite scenes in the novelization and imagine it again and memorize them.
Nowadays, it's more used to be able to have an opportunity to reintegrate cut scenes that were not put into the film, so that you can get that whole version, kind of like an extended cut that doesn't cost as much for big fans.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You could add big dramatic scenes that don't cost anything to film, because you're not doing that. And distribution of those novelizations was interesting, because for a while there, especially I shouldn't say especially, this could have been happening for decades. I remember it being in the late 70s. There were times when one of the newspapers that we got back in New York would serialize a novelization of a movie.
Why does that hurt my brain so much?
So in addition to having seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I think it was the New York Daily News serialized over the course of several weeks the novelization. It was probably an abridged version of the novelization, but just there was a page in the newspaper every day that was today's installment of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
There's aspects of this that remind me of movies uploaded in chunks to sites like YouTube in playlists, but official instead of like mirrored and chipmunked, because they expect you to watch it through something that undoes those.
Right. So that was part of it, was finding the paperback novelizations, or finding out that, oh, this movie that I like has been put into the newspaper. But there was another aspect, and that was the merchandise tie-ins. Now, it wasn't the collectible market that you have today.
It wasn't the apocalypse currency that are pop figures.
No, and it wasn't practical items that happened to be themed for the movie properties. It wasn't Star Wars slippers or Star Wars notebooks or things. Not that there weren't these things. But this is where I want to shift over to a web browser and show you the thing that I've been thinking about.
I'm getting nervous.
I can find my cursor here. There it is.
Okay.
Well, this is just our IMMP web page. Oh, and if you want to listen to that Close Encounters episode, go to IMMProject.com. Look for episode 74. It'll be on the front page if you're watching this soon after we post it. But all of our back episodes are going to be on that IMMProject.com.
Yay.
If I can get to... Where's my cursor?
I believe it is up there.
Oh, it's still up there? Come back.
Come back, little cursor. Oh, we can lure the mouse onto it if we put cheese there.
Trying to get back onto monitor 1. There it is. Okay. Just going to go back here.
Okay.
And if all goes well, the stream should show what we're seeing here.
You hid it behind that. Okay.
I've gone to the trading card database, tcdb.com, so that I can show you
That says Wonder Bread.
the 1977 Wonder Bread Close Encounters of the Third Kind trading card series.
Dad, what are you about to do to me? I have so many boxes of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Upstairs. I have been sleeving up the entirety of Level 99 Games' Pixel Tactics recently. You know what trading cards will do to me. What are you doing?
Yes, I do. And you think of trading cards as this thing you buy and you build decks and you play games with. No, these were these ephemeral magical items
Oh, wow. No,
Now-
no, these are the thing. These sort of like purely art trading cards are the things that wound up getting mixed in when you bought random sets of booster packs and you're like, this has no game value. What has gone on here? We have very different experiences here.
Now, there were other trading cards. There weren't the trading card games that we have, that you've got today. But there were baseball cards and hockey cards and other, usually sports-related cards that we would buy. And we had games and trading and such, hence the name. But there were also collectible trading cards around things like movies, occasionally TV shows, usually movies. I'm sure I had some $6 Million Man trading cards at some point. But you could go in, like there were a series of Topps brand trading cards for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't know that I ever got any of those.
Okay.
But what I remember very clearly are the 1977 Wonder Bread tie-in Close Encounters.
As in these came with loaves of bread?
Yes, Wonder Bread was the supermarket white bread, probably the lowest nutrition to volume ratio of any bread ever baked. There was a lot of Wonder Bread in my youth. It was delicious. I don't know that it was good for you, but it was delicious. A lot of peanut butter sandwiches on Wonder Bread. And for a few months there, packed inside the plastic bag with the Wonder Bread loaves, each bag had a Close Encounters trading card.
I'm very used to the concept of blind box figures. I've never thought of the concept of blind card bread.
The blind loaf trading cards. That's
Blind
right.
loaf trading cards. Okay. There were 24 in the set.
There were.
So you had to hopefully buy a minimum of 24 loaves of bread.
Yeah, but you're right. A minimum, very good chance that you were going to get duplicates. I'm sure that I did. Where's my cursor?
I want this to be on Tabletop Simulator at some point.
Just to peruse your collection of...
Yeah, this is doable as that. I mean, I'm seeing the scroll through, and it's a very generic, simple layout, but it's effective.
Yeah. Now let's see if we can find a gallery here to show you so we can look at these in a little more detail.
There we go.
Gallery. Yeah, I love the trading card database because they've got so much detail here.
I never knew about this, and this is dangerous too.
But this is, I don't know to what extent they've got TCGs here, but sports trading cards, these movie and TV trading cards. So the trading cards were very, very simple in that they just have the logo and they have a still from the movie. On the back, they've just got the number in the series of 24 and what appears, like here's Barry.
I want these Skywatchers.
And then we've got something else here I wanted to tell you about.
Oh, goodness, this is layers.
The CE3K Skywatchers. The UFO hunting club that was connected to the Wonder Bread trading cards.
Oh, that's a sentence.
Now, I don't think I did ever actually join the CE3K Skywatchers because it cost, what is it, $350 to join? That was a lot of money.
$350 for a junior, $5 annually for a senior member.
And you would get like a booklet of material, and apparently you'd get a map showing like the UFO hotspots. Now, I was kind of ahead of the game in this because, as I've told you before, I don't know what was going on in the library where I grew up, this little village library. But there was this enormous, quote-unquote, nonfiction section of UFO stuff in the children's section that had a huge impact on me. And I talked about that in our episode about Project UFO.
Yeah.
Which you can also find if you go to IMMProject.com. So I was already into where the hotspots were around the country, what the famous UFO flaps were since the 40s or even earlier. But this was kind of making it mainstream. And I had mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, like, we are not alone. There are other people who are going to go out there and look for UFOs. On the other hand, it's like, I don't know, UFOs were kind of my thing, and now they're in Wonder Bread.
Does that say it takes 4 to 6 weeks to deliver that first class letter? You've
got to mail it to them. They've got to process your $3.50 and mail it back.
I guess. Just seems slow.
So there were these kind of things to help connect you to movies. And it also helped turn the movie into an event. It's now a cultural wave. And that was borne out by lots of magazine articles, newspaper articles. UFOs became a big thing because there was this fictional movie released at the time. And then, of course, there's additional things that crop up in response, like Project UFO on TV.
How?
But there were so many of these.
For all sorts of movies. Did Wonder Bread do more sets from different films?
I don't remember any other Wonder Bread trading card sets. This is the one trading card set that I really remember.
So Close Encounters of the Wheat kind is kind of their limit.
But, and there are variants. Apparently the logo was printed in more than one color.
Oh.
And the database tells us about that. But a lot of it was just stills of the actors, the characters. There's Claude Lacombe, the French scientist. Oh. And here we go. You got to get up to number 5 in the series to get to...
The leader.
Yeah. That was another thing. You could get an idea of a refresher as to what the character names were. What were the names or appellations of characters or entities that you really didn't ever get a name for them in the movie? Now we know, we call this guy the leader. Or this being the leader.
Oh, yeah. It is kind of like the toys in Happy Meals.
It is. Yeah, it is kind of like that.
But, yeah. I was going to say, but flimsier, but no, I've seen the toys that come in some Happy Meals. No, these are probably sturdier than those.
As trading cards go, these were just this side of bond paper. They were just enough to be able to withstand.
Wasn't there a bond set then?
My favorites were kind of these more action scenes as opposed to just the character shots.
Okay.
Things like the horde of little berries, or the
van encounter.
Yeah.
Those are a much better sort of scene to show, I think.
Yep. Now, I bet some people really had a struggle because they have the trading card, and the back of the trading card is the form you're supposed to fill out and mail in to join the CE3K Skywatchers.
Oh,
Who's going to do that with the card? Fortunately, you could write all this information on a piece of paper and send it in. Or there were actually a whole lot of newspaper ads promoting the fact that Wonder Bread was doing this tie-in.
Oh,
and they included another form you could fill out to send in to join the Skywatchers Club, as well as reminders to go buy Wonder Bread because you'll get more trading cards.
I'm just thinking of the people who haven't seen the movie yet, but buy a loaf of bread and then go to make a sandwich and find spoilers, and that would be so much more terrifying. Just have a film messed with because you made a sandwich, and I think Twitter can be bad sometimes. So
yeah, I'm thinking. I guess some of these would have been spoilers, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
at least the shots of the aliens and such. I like the fact that there is this one. The number 12 in the series is "The Sound is Heard in India."
That makes Close Encounters of the Third Kind look like a musician biopic. Just that card alone, show it to someone who has never seen this film, and I'm absolutely certain that's what they'll think this movie actually is.
Yeah, this would be absolutely incomprehensible if you hadn't seen the movie, so I think people would jump to conclusions exactly like that. And I don't know how many of these I had, but I bet I had close to all 24. I know I had a few duplicates. Do I still? I don't think so.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I think that's probably one of those things that was lost somewhere along the line. I am not 100% certain of that. There are enough boxes of comics and stuff downstairs that I am not 100% sure what's in them. It's possible we're going to find an envelope of Close Encounters trading cards at some point as we continue to redo the basement.
If that's the case, then I've got all sorts of card sleeves and everything else. We can make sure that these get preserved. Because...
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I don't have the CE3K Skywatcher's UFO hotspot map.
Yeah, that would be up on the wall if you did, Dad. I know you.
Here's that. They include that great shot from the movie where our character, Roy Neary, keeps looking away at just the wrong time. That frustrating scene.
Oh, now I'm just wishing we were still at Devil's Tower so we could, if we had that card there, we could hold up that card and take a picture of the card with the picture of the thing on the TV, at a picture of the place, and just like see how many layers we can make this happen.
That would be very deep. And more shots of Devil's Tower.
Some of these feel like they're just taken off the screen. Some of them look oddly cropped.
I think some of them were. They were changed in aspect ratio to match this weird ratio for the cards. I do think most of these were not necessarily taken from the film, but from production stills and promotional stills that they were taking constantly during the filming.
When your film technology and your still technology is a little separated still, you wind up taking those as very different shots. Nowadays, they just pull a frame out of the digital film, and that becomes their production still sometimes. So,
yep. I do wonder about their choices sometimes. Like here we've got hiding from the helicopter. I can't say that that's a scene that really spoke to me in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's not the one I went back to see in the future.
I admit, if you were converting Close Encounters into a video game of the era, it would be a level, so I can kind of understand Wonder Bread choosing that.
I'm imagining like the train mini game in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
Can I please just get on with the story? No, you've got to spend the next 3 nights trying to complete this train heist.
I think it's the NES Ghostbusters that has like you literally have to climb the emergency stairs through the entirety of the height of the tower, including every single floor, and it's like the biggest grind in video gaming.
Here's a reference if you do want to build that Minecraft reproduction of the landing site.
Yes, I need that. I need that. I need that one.
Some of them, you can't see a lot, but this is the kind of card that I liked best. Little glimpses of that Douglas Trumbull visual effect work.
Yeah, they look very much more Muppet Face-like when you pause that. It's got the straight line and the dot for the nose and the 2 eyes, and I'm just like, that's a pair of ping pong balls, and it's supposed to start going manamna at that point.
All right, can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
That card is very different for me. Thank you.
Welcome. You try and melt my brain, I melt back sometimes.
Here we've got more. A small spaceship.
Spoilers. I like how they've got 2 entries every time for the white or the yellow lettering.
Yeah.
Because variants.
Those are different cards for collector purposes.
I guess a full set is actually 48 cards.
The red spaceship.
It comes with optional trim package. I wonder if the people at like Skywatchers like had any response to getting different cards as things, because these definitely came in rarities from what I'm assuming. They weren't all the same chances.
Yeah, I don't.
So it's like, are Are you there at Skywatchers and more impressed or surprised if you get the rare one as your sign-up sheet? It's like, are you wondering if they don't know, or are you just like, wow, they really want in?
I do wonder about groups like MUFON or the other groups for the study of aerial phenomenon. When this all came along and the CE3K Skywatchers starts up, probably lasted all of 6 months. I wonder how these groups that had been taking this very seriously since the 1940s felt about it suddenly, the whole idea of what they are doing being a movie tie-in. I bet there were mixed emotions about that. I bet they got a lot more reports to MUFON.
Yeah, they probably did.
More people were looking up and thinking about UFOs. I bet there was a lot more noise to Signal in what they did receive, though.
That makes sense. I wonder if any of them got sent one of these sign-up things instead. It's like,
I wonder.
Use this as sign-up, but send it to the other place, because I could see that happening.
This is probably the most impressive shot of the whole bunch, because it's one of the most impressive shots in the movie, that mothership at Devil's Tower.
Oh, yeah. This is just making me think that I want to find, like, trading cards like this for a movie that I'm a fan of, just because I want to use those as tokens in my trading card games. It's just like, get that, put them in little sleeves with a little marker in the corner so it has stat block, and it's like, I could have fun with that.
I wonder if they had trading cards for Colossus, the Forbin Project. Probably not.
Probably not, but I bet you could AI generate them, and oh, wait, that's a bad idea.
I lost my cursor again. The light board.
Ooh.
I always wanted to program that to play Breakout.
Yes!
It's set up for it.
It absolutely is.
A friendly greeting. Another appearance.
Sup. That's all. The sup card. Ah, there we go. That's all. That's all of them.
That's all of them. That's 24?
That's
it's 24. So yeah, that was the full series of the Wonder Bread Close Encounters of the Third Kind trading cards that meant so much to me in 1977.
I'd known kind of tie-in trading cards like this to a small extent. I'd read and listened to podcast episodes. There's a very good Under the Influence episode, which is all about these sort of things in marketing. It's a really good episode and really cool.
Yeah. But
I'd never seen a collection of these like this, and now I've got an entire database you've shown me that I can go through and search in, and you have absolutely destroyed Google AdSense for me, because it will have no clue of me anymore again.
So you were not familiar with the TCDV before?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. I figured you would be on top of that. I didn't know if you might have seen these before or not.
I hadn't, and this is amazing.
Well, that's great. That's a fun bonus, was getting to show you that.
Yeah. I'm excited. And honestly, I can understand. These are a great way to keep connected to the film, to hype up a film. It's got a lot of function in terms of that. They fit well. And it's the same sort of mentality that... This is going to sound really weird. It's the same sort of mentality that memeing screenshots of trailers after the film has come out has taken, where it's like a small comment, a single picture, and the community gathers around that to keep going.
Right.
It's got a similar effect in a weird way. It's just this is less tongue-in-cheek.
Because even if you did have friends who were as into the movie as you were, this gave you something to do. You weren't just hanging around saying, yeah, that was a really good movie, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. What was your favorite scene? You could compare your card collections and trade them and use that to spark discussions of different scenes. So it was, they did have some function as well.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to being the application form for the Skywatchers Club.
I want to see how big these were, and like, are they standard American trading card size? Are they smaller? Or...
No, they were kind of standard, baseball card trading card size.
Okay.
They were not printed on cardstock that was as heavy as say Topps cards. They were produced more cheaply, but they were standard size as far as I recall.
Okay, so that means they would. Okay. Yeah. It's also dangerous that every single one of these has an eBay link.
Yes, that is one thing that the TCDB does. Is it does make it easier to find them, or at least to find a search for them, if any of them are available.
This has been kind of cool. I guess taking our usual method of review of things, of revive, reboot, or rest in peace, I don't think these have ever died long enough to need any of those, so...
I guess not. Yeah, I can't imagine someone coming up with a new sequence of Close Encounters of the Third Kind trading cards.
No. The modern method of card games, ever since the 90s kind of changed that, means that you wouldn't get away with purely... You might be able to get away, but you wouldn't probably get away with trading alone. It would have to have some other material to it. You'd have to have more information density. But I could almost see something that would take a lot of these older movie franchises that had this sort of trading card set and making a mashup game where it's just like Weiss Schwartz, but for this sort of stuff, where it's got a pack from different films and you can just mix them all up and make something. Maybe the closest thing to a reboot I could imagine for these.
Because I don't know, are non-sport, non-TCG trading cards even a thing or much of a thing anymore?
Not as much. There's some, but they don't last as long.
Yeah.
And they are much more niche.
Mm-hmm.
Although the recent trading card boom that happened during 2020 really changed that market. So if they're going to come back, now would be when.
Okay. Interesting.
So.
Well, this was fun. I'm glad I had a chance to surprise you with these.
Thank you. You definitely did, and this definitely feels like a good bonus follow-up to that film, and definitely like a rabbit hole of absolute bewilderment for me, which I will happily dive down.
Well, I enjoyed that. And thank you for watching. If you've watched this video, if you're watching the stream, thank you for watching it live.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
And we will be back very, very soon with some more video bonuses. And, of course, every other Monday, we will be back with more podcast episodes. Again, go to IMMProject.com, and you'll find all of that information.
And in the meantime, we were something to watch.
So that was the main reason I wanted to do a stream, was to show you those and be able to show the images of them as well.
That was excellent. And in this in-between time, I can actually say hello directly to the chat, since we've got two people going on.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
Well, if you've got more time...
I've got a little bit more time.
I want to introduce you to something else. This is one of the things I was using and experimenting with streaming on Twitch recently. But I realized, this is something Ian should experience.
Oh, boy.
And it's also a little bit of a preview of some of what we'll be doing, because we will be getting into to the medium of video games in the IMMP Podcast later this year. So we're not going to do one of the video games that we'll be talking about on the podcast, but this will kind of introduce the idea of video games for us.
Oh, good.
Before we do, I'm going to go get some more water, and I'll be right back.
Do 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 do. It's the whole music. Do 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 do. Hold music. Yay.
Well, it would be, yeah. Thank you. That is good to know. So I'm going to change a couple of things here. I'm going to close this web browser. And I'm going to make live in our scene I get my cursor back once more. I am bringing up a Commodore 64.
From the basement?
No, from an emulator.
Oh, thank goodness. You're gonna have to. We're gonna use that clip, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Good.
So I think we should start with another introduction because this might be a separate video.
Okay.
All right.
One moment.
Actually, I need to make sure I've got the right disk attached here first. Come back. Where's the cursor? Let me know if you can see the pointer anywhere.
No. I think your Commodore 64 ate your pointer.
There it is.
Yay. I apologize for the munching.
Anybody who watches this stream is going to be as eager for the release of the new MacBook Pros in a month or so as I am.
If we found a first sponsor, we can...
Okay, now I want to hide this so I'm not displaying all of my network information as I check to see what disk image do I have attached.
Okay.
Now I need to bring that back.
It is later than I thought.
Okay, because changing scenes is such a pain, I'm going to go directly to the scene that has the application front and center.
Okay.
Actually, no, I shouldn't. I should first. If we're going to do an intro, I should leave us up here.
Ah, yes.
Okay, let's first do an intro. I'll cut out anything in between as we try to navigate again.
Sounds good.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another IMMP video bonus. My name is Matthew Porter.
And I'm Ian Porter.
I'm his dad. He's my son. And in our podcast, the IMMP, the Inter-Millennium Media Project, I make him watch movies and read books and watch television shows, all from a distant time known as the 20th century. And then we talk about them on our podcast. Occasionally, we have something where there's a video component, so we're putting these up here. Today, what I am doing is I'm introducing Ian to a video game. Now, we're going to be doing a lot more video games on the podcast. I think you're familiar with the concept of video games, Ian?
I've got Deltarune Chapter 2 paused upstairs, yes.
But we're going to look at some very, very old video games. This is what we're going to talk about now is not the oldest video game that I ever had or played, but I didn't dig out the Magnavox Odyssey, which had 3 whole games.
Ooh.
Pong, hockey, and handball, I think, was the third one. Essentially all 3 paddle games.
Pong, slidey pong, and
bouncy pong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But what we're going to be playing is a game for the Commodore 64, which I got a Commodore when I was in college. I'd had video games earlier than that, but this was the first system on which I was able to write anything, but also the first system on which I had kind of free reign to find the games and other software that I was interested in.
Ooh.
So we are going to look at a game that I played a ridiculous amount of on the Commodore 64.
Okay.
And to do that, I'm going to pull up a Commodore 64.
From the basement?
No, from an emulator. If I can find the cursor, this is the part we'll cut out from an actual video. Where is the cursor? So I have to change scenes.
I've got to bring you the Stream Deck.
I've got a virtual Stream Deck, but it doesn't really...
Right, it's having a physical key button.
True. Yeah, I should have... I've got a Stream Deck on my...
the phone app?
The phone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Switch over to the application plus small face cam. Hide Safari. And, do I not have Vice here? Add.
There it is. Existing.
Crop off some of this other stuff. this a lot bigger. Not quite that big. Okay. Now, let me pull up Vice here. Actually, I can kill this browser. Now, okay, here we've got Commodore emulator, and you need to type in the magic words. Load.
What?
Wait.
How did I do that?
Oh, you hit caps lock.
Oh, goodness.
Abort.
It's not... It's off. What did I do?
I don't know.
How did I do that?
Why do I not...
What did I do?
I don't know. Well, you're getting the full Commodore experience. What happened to the keyboard? What did I do?
Okay.
How do we reset? How do we reset? Reset.
Okay.
Okay. Now, try typing load. I got to remember this now. I typed it a zillion times. Quote, asterisk, quote, comma 8, comma 1, and enter.
I know this effect.
Wait. I think I might have lost my disc connection.
Oh, I thought I was going to summon a Canadian comedy video game trope. Dang it.
It should.
It should have.
I think I need to reconnect that. Let me hide this. Let's go back down here.
For those wondering, I'm just drinking off-brand LaCroix.
File. Attach disk image, drive 8. Yeah.
Okay, should I try again?
Try again. Huh.
Let me type that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and type that and enter. Shouldn't be necessary, but you never know. There we go.
Hey!
This is Warrior of Ross, Volume 1, Dungeon. That is how you would pronounce dungeon, isn't it?
Oh no. Oh no. He's got Jin guards on.
Now, this is going to take a little bit of time to start up, and then you are going to have a full early 80s 8-bit dungeon crawl experience.
Oh boy. I must say, it's pretty impressive shading pixel art for the time.
Yeah, they really put a lot of effort into that, I think.
And he's not completely, like, he's very, like, square stanced, but the fact that they've got, like, one hand up and one hand down in this kind of waiting pose, there's a little bit of, like, counterpose balance they've got going on. So he's got a little bit of dynamic.
There's some foreshortening there.
And even pre-Final Fantasy, he's got an asymmetrical
And it's telling you something about the game too, because he's got armor, and he's got a sword, and he's got a magic wand. Just like you will in the game.
Oh, great.
So here we go. Warrior of Ross, Volume 1, Dungeon.
It has a screenplay credit.
It does.
Okay. I guess that does count.
Now, I don't know if I've got things set up, and I'm not sure I'm going to mess with our settings well enough to put the game sound through our stream or through our speakers. This did not make the best use of the SID chip for sound in the Commodore 64, but there was some sound, there was some music at this point, I think. I'll hit enter. I think it should show up. Oh, here we go. I think that you should have the full experience, so do not play a saved game or a saved character. Start from scratch. Oh, got to pay attention to this, though. You are at the entrance to the dungeon. Your target is the hateful star of Koka, I think. Yes.
Is it telling me to defeat my co-commentator?
You are always searching in the dungeon for the adjective noun of person.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
I think that, like most everything else, that is just procedurally generated.
Oh, good.
I don't think I've ever found the adjective noun of person in all the many hours I spent playing Dungeon. I presume it's possible, but I've never done it.
So I'm looking for a hateful star.
Yes.
Could it also possibly be described as sinister?
I suppose so.
I am sinister. Beware,
So
I live.
You have an option now to quit or enter.
Oh, I
You've
entered.
chosen enter. And now you can navigate the dungeon.
Oh, good. I'm cautious with my steps, apparently.
Yes. And each one of those little narrow spots that you're seeing is a door.
Look at me perform squats down the hallways.
And when you get to the letter, you'll find whatever's in that room.
Oh, sweet.
You discovered a silver necklace.
Take?
Oh, you automatically get it. There's no question. You find it, you've got it. You're expecting a lot out of this game. You're expecting something advanced and futuristic like Zork. Instead, hit F1. Oh, function key 1, F1. Yep, yeah, there you go. This is your fact sheet about your character. The treasure, 1,000, that represents or 100, that represents the thing that you found. But also, hit...
Oh, I stepped forward and found one skeleton.
Oh, well, okay. Hit...
It doesn't
no
want to...
fight is desired. Do you wish to fight? Your choice.
No.
Okay. Hit function F2.
Oh, that stopped me from doing a thing.
Huh? Oh, no. What?
What have I done?
I don't know. That's F1 again. Try. Because there's one that gives you the list of possible commands,
Okay.
which is limited.
Okay. Yes.
Your wand is charged. Well, your wand already was charged, but this teaches you something about that. Occasionally, you will the magic wand is a one-shot. All the enemies in a battle are destroyed.
Oh.
But it only has one charge, so you would need to find a crystal or something to recharge it each time.
And does the crystal only work once?
I think so. You might have to find another crystal. Something. Oh yeah. Occasionally, it asks you these questions. Yes or no questions. You get to answer them. I think that it changes your odds depending on whether you answer it correctly or not. Oh, you've met another thing.
No fight
is desired. Something else I'm going to suggest in the instructions here.
Yeah.
Type speed, because that is going to have it delay a little bit less on each of these screens, which is very important, especially in battle. Oh.
I stepped and immediately fell down a pit.
Yeah, this is a game with a very high mortality rate. That was probably not an unusually short game of Dungeon.
Okay.
But when you get to a pit or a tripwire or something else, just mash a key over and over. If you do that fast enough, you'll avoid falling into the pit or the tripwire or whatever it was. But now you've been reincarnated, apparently, and your target is the Jeweled Rod of Baxit. Once again, you can quit or enter. And it'll be a different...
I've immediately gotten mugged.
Your action, and they do want to fight, apparently. That's why I was trying to find the list of... No, you have... You write about hit, but you have to select a target on the opponent. You want to hit them in the head, in the chest, in the abdomen. So if you say hit head, you'll hit the skeleton in the head. And I think it's best to wait a moment and then hit something other than the enter key.
Okay.
Which is how it randomizes whether or not you're going to hit.
Oh, it just immediately.
It registered that as a...
Hey. Oh.
You're getting the hang of the play, the controls.
Whoa! Hey!
Skeleton is defeated.
Oh,
you're not done yet. There are more skeletons. Okay.
Oh.
You succeeded in a battle.
But I did not level up.
You did not level up yet, but if you hit function key F1, you'll see what your current experience points are. So you've got 1,000 experience points?
Yeah.
Cool. And try spacebar or enter. And it might up. Now try function F2. What gives you the...
That just puts a little red block.
Okay, that's...
Function F3.
Oh, F3, okay. These are all of your possible commands.
Okay.
For example, you can take I mentioned speed earlier. That kind of just makes it wait through each message less. If you do want to use your wand in battle, you type wand. You can also, as you can see, abbreviate things. So you can just hit H for hit.
Oh.
Or if they want to fight and you don't, you can type hide, or C, which is for some reason short for hide. I think it stands for chicken. And if you hit another key, you'll probably get the list of targets. There you go.
Oh, sweet.
So you can do like H space H and it's hit head. H space
LL.
LL and you hit left leg.
Sweet.
That does speed things up.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot easier.
And you can type that speed command if you want, or you can let it display more as you get used to the game. Now you're in a room. You can explore that.
Oh.
4 zombies.
It was a zombie jamboree.
No fight is desired. Do you want to fight?
Cemetery. Oh, it was a zombie jamboree. Took place in the New York cemetery. Hey.
Diamond gem.
Very nice. I found a dwarf. And... Okay. Quite the reach, dude.
You're reaching.
Whoa, no.
Oh, dear.
He can jump shot.
Dear. This is not necessarily good.
I got jump stabbed by a dwarf.
In the head, no less.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's hard to it's hard to begrudge the dwarf that.
No, that is the end for the left leg bandit.
Now you know. Oh, what are you? Laughing wand of Newhig.
Hand.
Laughing hand. Excuse me.
No.
Oh yeah, you do.
Dude.
If you bang into walls too much, you do take damage.
Oh, good to know.
Also, but if you take damage during a fight.
Yes.
Whoa, nice.
Take that. Oh yeah, you're gone.
Yeah.
Revenge is swift.
You get hit points back over time if you've taken damage. And now you're getting a sense of why I tended to measure these games in. How many rooms did I enter before I died? 1, 2, 4, if it was a really good game.
Oh, I got this one right.
Nice.
No. 2 elves.
Oh, 2 elves. No fight.
Sup? Just looking for the map. Hey! You guys drop this? No? Sweet.
2 fighters.
It's my strategy. It works!
I've never seen this done this way. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Exactly. Yes! This shouldn't be this effective.
And because it measures hit points on body part, if you land some damage on a particular target and it isn't enough to defeat the enemy, keep going for that target because you'll be whittling away at that set of hit points.
I leveled up.
You did. Level 2. Nice.
Oh, sweet. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's excellent. No.
Occasionally it's something very existential, like you run across, you have an encounter. You've encountered 2 fighters. No fight is desired.
Then what are you?
Are you a fighter if no fight is desired?
What? Fog? What?
Oh, yes. Fog is exactly what you see, and it means you might bash into walls. Usually I find it, and it'll lift in a certain random amount of time, so I'll usually just walk back and forth between 2 spots that I know are safe until the fog lifts. There we go. Oh, hit the keys. You did it.
Oh, no.
And some of these are just
No!
2 dwarves.
Well,
Protect your head. It's a dwarf.
That's not a lot. I've got a lot of defense on the chest.
Tough dwarf. Tough legs on that dwarf.
Small target.
That should do it. But that's not the only dwarf.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
See, he thought he could defend the left. Third level.
Nice. And some of these dungeon layouts are just bizarre.
Oh, no.
Oh, fell in. I took some damage. Didn't kill you, though, because you've got the extra hit points from being a higher level.
How much? Where do I see my health?
Down below there, you've got the protection, and then the defense essentially is your hit points.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's not great.
No.
Yeah. You want to hope to find something in a room that will heal you. You will heal over time, but occasionally in a room you will find a crystal that will heal you.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah. You want to avoid hitting walls.
Oh no, the purple flash when I opened the door.
Oh no, that was just the your
Wait, natural recovery summit?
Yeah, you do recover hit points slowly over time. But the purple flash is just you're shouldering through the door, breaking it open. And this is where you might want to start hiding from battles if you can until you can heal.
What?
I've never seen that. You're going to go ahead and fight, huh? All right.
It didn't give me an option to not.
Oh, your action, you can type hide instead of hit. You can type hide or C for hide. For some reason, you hid well.
Oh,
that at least lets you avoid the fight. Did you ever touch the magic crystal?
I did, and that caused 5 skeletons.
Oh, that's not a good crystal. I don't like that crystal.
No. Oh. There's the existential.
Yeah. Back off of that and go back onto the letter.
Oh yeah, I've healed up a bunch.
Oh, good. Good. No, I guess they're just bad guys summoning crystals. I don't recall seeing this before.
Oh, I've picked up a necklace and gotten 2 guys to want to fight me. And I've touched a crystal that summoned 5 skeletons. So apparently, I've stepped into a spirit Halloween and almost got into a fight in the parking lot, is all I know. What? Okay.
Still hoping for a healing crystal, maybe.
I found 2 silver necklaces already.
Well, that's nice.
What? An invisible female voice? What?
Oh, occasionally there's this voice that just lets you know that it likes you or doesn't like you. I think that's like Lady Luck. And for a certain amount of time after it says it likes you, your odds are better. Or if it says it doesn't like you, your odds are worse.
But I'm not done yet. There's 4 of them. That's not going to be enough.
Probably not.
Is alive with 1.
Skeleton missed.
Knock its block off.
Ah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I think I might be able to get this.
I think so.
Ooh.
Good thing these skeletons are not good shots.
Yes, that's another skeleton down.
Okay. New level. Leveling up.
Level 4. Oh, look at that chest and abdomen ratings.
Nice.
And I'm still healing.
Yeah.
Wow. This is more... Oh.
Oh, fighter's still alive.
He went for the left leg as well. Dude.
He's been watching your game films.
He has.
Fighter is defeated.
Oh, that's one of them down.
And something about this game, playing this game feels more like playing really old school Dungeons and Dragons in middle school than any other video game or anything else I've encountered. It's just so basic, so run around corridors and hit things.
Oh, level 5 now. Hey.
Another silver bracelet.
I'm here to start a jewelry store. Oh no, it's you again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The buried ruins of an ancient Jared's.
Yes, it is. It's another silver necklace. At what point do I just give up and leave because I'm rich?
But you haven't found the
What was I looking?
adjective noun of ancient person yet. The laughing hand of somebody or other, I think.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
Which sounds like a comedy club.
I feel a little insulted the zombies didn't want to fight. It implies that I didn't have enough brains to be considered tasty. Okay. Gold ring.
And eventually, you'll fill out all of this level, but it's not the only level.
Oh, what?
Huh. That should do it. Yes.
Okay. That's great. At least I'm making some progress. Gold tiara. I still haven't actually tried using a wand.
Yeah, I usually save that for desperation moves when there's a big fight that I can't avoid and I'm low on hit points, but that's just because I'm cautious with that. It's fun to use. You use it once and all the enemies in the fight are gone. Oh, Mad Marvin. He just said, turn back while you can. Occasionally he says something more useful.
Okay. Okay, I'm still recovering health as I go.
Yep.
No! Okay, that's a dwarf down. No, it's not.
It's a tough guy.
Dwarf missed.
That'll do it.
Yep, okay.
Dwarf is defeated. That should do it as well.
There's one more dwarf.
Can't get rid of that last dwarf.
Dwarf missed. Oh.
He's still alive. Finally.
Sturdy dwarf.
New level.
Level 6?
Level 6.
Oh, look at that abdomen defense.
Does make a difference as you get a better attack. You get more hit points.
Look at that treasure stat.
Yes, 1,600, huh?
Yeah. This is... I feel like I'm doing well.
Yeah, you've encountered a lot more rooms than I usually survive to do. The fact that you haven't meticulously filled in every part of the dungeon drives me a little crazy, but that's just different playstyles.
Oh, it's intentionally because I would overdo it otherwise. Room of regeneration?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I think your hit points are all maxed out now. Yep.
Sweet.
That's nice.
Yes.
And make a note of that, because I think you can go back there. I don't think that's a one-shot. So, level 1, room A, and that's the stairs down to the next level.
Haha.
Fighter is defeated.
Yeah. Stab. Oh.
So close.
Ooh. Oh no! Oh, he got me in the left arm. Oh, that was good though. But you can save characters?
You can save characters, and you can save games. But now you get a sense of how frustrating this game can be, because you can get that far, and it's nope, you fell in a pit, or somebody hit your arm, and then your character's gone.
It's
like basic D&D.
Absolutely. I gotta say, it's more engaging than I expected.
It sort of builds a rhythm.
Yeah.
That keeps you playing, keeps you engaged. It's like a slot machine, sort of.
It very much is.
So I played far too many hours of that when I was supposed to be doing term papers.
But I can see the appeal. I'm still bothered by the name.
Dungeon. Well, this was one of 4 games. This was volume 1 of Warrior of Ross.
Oh.
There was also Cave. Kaive, I believe it was. And there was an outdoor adventure one called, I think it was called Wild. Wylde. And then there was one called Ziggurat. I don't remember if Ziggurat was badly spelled or just spelled Ziggurat. I don't know. But I believe those were the 4 games in the Warrior of Ross. And we can play any number of them at any time. But I wanted you to have some experience in that.
I appreciate this. I'm worried you might have gotten me wanting to play more, and that's dangerous.
It is. It is that. It's like potato chips. It's just too easy to start up and keep going.
Oh, yeah. Bet you can't hit in the leg. Just one.
And it doesn't take tremendous complexity to make a really interesting playable game. There's not a lot of narrative here. They try to add some with Mad Marvin and some other things that can happen, but it's just very simple instructions, simple events, but very playable.
I like it.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I wanted to give you a little sense of that. And maybe at some point we'll pull out the other Warrior of Ross games or some other Commodore 64 games. Plenty of those.
That sounds pretty fun.
And we will definitely be looking at other video games, including going back to video games that I played before I got a Commodore 64.
Video games, you say?
Yes.
I've got some ideas too.
So that's probably coming up on the podcast. If we are going to do video games on the podcast, I think we will start out with a stream so we can play them online, and then we'll have a podcast episode to talk about them.
You can see the fact that that sort of weird tactics is just my style.
Yep. But for now, I think this was fun. I think we're going to end that stream here. But thank you very much, anybody who's watched this. Thank you very much for watching our video. If you're interested in more, please do visit IMMProject.com for all of the back episodes of our podcast and other information about how you can support the podcast and where you can find more information and how you can contact us.
Have you ever actually found the object of name in Dungeon? Let us know.
I presume that it's actually possible, but I don't think I ever did it. But until then, thanks.
And in the meantime, we've been something to watch.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yay.
Oh, and in chat. Yeah, I think that is. Dwarf down. It's harder to find down on a dwarf than it is on a phoenix.
Thank you.
Well, I think you can type Q for quit there.
Okay.
Well,
that was fun.
That was fun. I enjoyed getting to introduce you to that.
The name bothers me, but the gameplay was good.
Oh, the dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah,
it looks like we're still streaming live.
I think so. All right, we're